First of all, let me just say this. I gotta keep it down because it's late, and I know the kids is sleep and shit. The people sleep. What part of Holy Host y'all don't understand? What part of Lord God Almighty y'all don't understand? Auntie Tiff, you talking about motherfucker talk about shooting me and all that. Man, them motherfucker, let me tell you something. The shit you talk about, they already did. They try to do all that assassination shit everywhere, and it don't prosper. I'm shielded. I'm Oracle, baby. Man, let me tell you something. That whole line right here around my palace right here, I promise you, bro, they all over there. They all right there. They all in the woods. I'm talking about my birds. They everywhere. Look at this tree back here. Look at them dragon heads up there. Come on, man. This shit is the magical kingdom. These niggas can't do nothing. Talking about they gonna need a sniper because they can't step up to me and do nothing. But I'm all over the city. I'm everywhere. I am the ultimate grand master, Baby Yoda of the Jedi Knights. At nighttime, it's nothing but nights surveillance in this land for me. Ogun is always out here. That wasn't finna put y'all down for good. All of y'all. Every last one of y'all that was on that blueprint and that plot to crucify Christ for the Catholic masses. All y'all figure what you deserve. And so there, we watching this shit. We everywhere. Mm-hmm. Already know. In Portland, nigga, I had the roofing company on every roof in the city, just leaning on the edge with staple guns, ready to staple one of them to the cross. The big cities, I got snipers, nigga. I got the best snipers ever. I'm talking about every rooftop in the whole city. That's how I really do this shit. This little country town ain't got shit on what I've been doing. These little hillbillies out here and these house niggas ain't got nothing on what we done really conquered. Nigga, we just pulled the alien out, nigga. We just really pulled a galactic alien out. That alien is going to a lab in Washington, D.C. A real alien, nigga. All we had to do was bring the ship on up back home, put it in the parking lot. The whole ship is in the parking lot of the Galactic Republic. We're in the galaxy. Every last one of these devils is finna get judged right now. And they're suffering the severe punishment of this because they violated the galactic order, universal laws. Hmm. They were never gonna win. Now that Auntie Tiff said that shit about that sniper shit, I want all the whole perimeter scanned. I want all my SKSs and my 223s, my nephew Eli's, and my bloodhound Reubenites. I want all y'all to surveillance the whole fucking city tonight for snipers and for these niggas that's trying to creep with guns. And if you catch one, I want you to chop his ass up after you blow his head. Copy 10-4, Unc. Well, I'm talking about for real, Unc. Copy 10-4. Yep. Let them make a miss move. I bet you they gonna try to get on the highway, and then they gonna try to get it. And I'm talking about, bro, we're everywhere. Mitterists and mitterists and mitterists of us. We are the birds. We're the birds. We're the fowls of the air. Talking about he gotta go. Already left and came back 3 times. The fuck you mean he gotta go? No, you finna go. I'm putting all y'all in the coffins. You're coming out my graveyard and you going in the coffins. Period. You can't even stop it. You going either in them correctional coffins or you going in the real coffins of the ground. Because you chose not to fear the Lord and worship him, Father all. The power that's greater than ourselves that can bring us to who we really are and create us as he wanted us to be. Now you want to create yourself. You want to carry yourself. I got my God. Yeah, I bet you do. Your God ain't no real guardian. Your God ain't no universal protector. Your God is that dirty ass old warlock in that pulpit telling lies about my gospel, my scriptures. Oh, well, we love you so much, huh? Yeah, I seen that shit about TikTok. I'm gonna stay off of that because that's why I got off of it the last time. Because they kept giving me them evil ass messages. There's so many evil messages on there, and it be thrown right at me. Aliens. I stay on YouTube. I like YouTube, but whoever's up in YouTube office that's trying to block my views and block my subscribers and shit, you will reap what you sow. What's Amon? What's Amon? You gonna reap what you sow. They gonna break. YouTube gonna be all up on this indictment. YouTube gonna be all up in the news. They gonna have a bunch of devils coming up out of there trying to have jackets on their head so they won't be, their face won't be put on the news. Handcuffs by the boatloads. That's how we doing on this international suite. Everybody getting handcuffed. Ooh, we love them. Real shit. I am the golden sun by day and by night. I'm the morning star by day and by night. Ain't nobody, these devils just know it's over for them. Just like this morning. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers sitting around me while I'm resting, talking shit. If they could have done something then, they would have done it. But let me tell you something about over here. You don't want to make no mismoves over here. This the graveyard right here. This the dead with me. I'm the dead. Yep. I'm the dead. It's some that's way more deader than my 3 deaths out here. Ogun. Yeah, it's designed for you not to see this shit, bitch. Cause you never believed in the mystery of the hidden mysteries of the unseen. I would be right there with them too. But I'm the spokesperson. I am the #1 universal messiah. I bring the message from a nobody to the body so you can hear it and obey it. And the Garden of Eden is open. My attraction to women is so strong. My women, not them frog women. I don't like frog women. They love me, but I don't like them. I ain't finna have no baby with a frog or a pigeon or a rat. I might have a baby with a rat though. Smack that real quick and put some cheese in her mouth and say, "Shut up and get the fuck on." She come out, "I'm pregnant." Well, that's your baby. I come see it every now and then. Rat lady. Because I am Mickey Mouse and Master Splinter. I gave you that baby for you. Let the trumpets blow. Yeah. Tiffany telling me she way overdue. Cause they did try to shoot at me over here with a sniper a couple times. Even when I was in my tomb, they tried to shoot at me. I'm Ghost. Your worldly guns don't work with us, nigga. We're the galactic, universal, cosmic, angelic earthens. Nigga, we're graveyard boys. We're ghosts, nigga. Even in Portland, the first assassination they tried to do, they tried to shoot me in the back of the head over there in Seattle. I was going to get my coffee. I had a gang of weed and shit. I was feeling good that day. I went and did all my hygiene and grooming. And I said, I'm finna go get me some coffee and then I'm finna go smoke my bud and start steering this ship and bring the sun out and just have fun. And next thing you know, I walked through there and something said, "Frank," and I really didn't do it that hard like that because I'm so shielded. I did like this, like, what was that? Some motherfucker tried to shoot me in the back of the head, assassination style. But when they shot, uh, it hit my bubble. I mean, it hit my oracle shield, and it shattered the bullet. Look how that motherfucker making that noise over there. Still trying. Aliens. Oh man, we got that motherfucker in the machine and everything. You are so John Will, let me tell you something. You are the greatest. That when you said they was in the cockpit up in the belly, we had positioned that motherfucker in that machine and it just matches. Oh my Lord. You are so forever wealthy. My time is up here with this poverty stuff. There was just investigation. All this so-called homelessness, all that drug addiction, all that stuff was just a part of the investigation. Everything, everything I've experienced from the bottom to the top, nigga. Everything was a part of the investigation to get us all the way back to the real truth and the real light of this. I'm big detective. I'm big trapper. I'm Detective Loki. I'm the biggest detective out here because my whole right side of my face is a camera and a recording system in the ear. This is galactic. It was created before the hands of time. It would be created as if it's real. But this is a camera. This is God, Father All's window. The scriptures say that Father is always looking through his window and peeping through his lattice. Why you think God made my God, our God? Why you think our God made Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator, huh? But it's a more, vigilante way about us. We're the Egyptian uh, vigilante Assyrians. We'll slime you out real fast, quiet. I'm sure if Father All did not want me to go through this journey of this prophecy, I would not have done it. There's no way I could not do this for my father because he sent me to do this. And now it's time for me to retire because I carry I carry Augusta McCoy. I'm William Smith. I am the courier of a reincarnation of the grandfather and grandmother that was that was holy, righteous, and just. I am the first resurrection of reincarnation right now. I am now King Augusta McCoy. And I am I am Lord King William Smith. I am my own father. But it's good to just take take the story out of it, how I brought myself here today and how I was able, not how I was able, but how all that stuff behind getting uh Augusta up in here. Yeah. I'm talking about the whole story, all that fake so-called relatives and all that fake shit. The whole timeline. It don't matter about that shit. That shit is washing away into the lake of fire. It's time for right here and moving forward. This the new generation of our ancestry. All that shit back there don't exist. I never knew them. Some of them daughters like Glory and Yvonne and Savannah, they wouldn't believe it. They would know it, but they wouldn't believe it if they wanted to. They wouldn't believe it if they truly tried. If I go up to my daughters and say, I am Augusta McCoy, Savannah, I'm your mama. That is now your father. She wouldn't even believe it. You better get out my motherfucking face. You don't play with my mama like that. No, bitch, I am your mama, bitch. I'm back from the dead. I could only come into my oracle godson. I couldn't even come into you. You went the frog way, devil. And she is a devil too. She right up under that old Poe Rock motherfucker. His bitch ass. This not the only time I died in this lifetime. I done died a few times in this lifetime. My baby, the skin, the flesh, because they didn't want me to morph into this conscience of who I really am. See, Poe Rock was jealous of me because Oronel told Poe Rock the truth about who I really am. He's Jesus, Walla. She used to call him Walla. He's Jesus, Walla. Yeah, we something happened and we had mama got rid of him. He's my dad, reincarnated into you know what we had to do. That's about the time when he really, that dirty ass Willie C. McCoy Sr. just used to start hurting me real bad. Cause he found out then that the whole truth. And then this motherfucking ass turned around. That's when he used to beat me with big old sticks. Like whoop my leg with big old broomsticks. Then he used to whoop me with them big orange extension cords. I'm talking about literally tie my back up, tie my hands behind my back, and he will whoop me with like big ass electrical extension cords. Willie C. McCoy Sr. knocked out his own mother's teeth. These are he that my teeth is chipped at the bottom because he took a Nerf baseball bat and hit me in the mouth. On God, that I am. No lie. On Father Lord all. One time in Butte, Mississippi, he took my BB gun and started pumping it. And he said, "Run, Will." I'm like, "Run?" Cause we used to shoot at each other with the BB guns. But see, when me and my so-called fake ass siblings used to be in the woods playing, we used to shoot at the tree we used to hide behind. One time I shot father did that, I shot her in the head, Bunny Jean, by accident. But I feel like God did it purposely. But then he came in the woods because I built me a tree house in the woods. A nice one. He got jealous and tried to come and claim it as I like how he been claiming all my inheritances that I've been leaving me, all my money I've been leaving me, all them houses I've been leaving me, all that land I've been leaving me. He wanted to just keep taking it from me. And then he came and grabbed the BB gun because I had the high power BB gun. I had a pellet rifle. And he grabbed it and pumped it. He said, "Run, Will, run." And the sibling was sitting there like, "Yeah." Because they old too. They're old devils, though, of Mary Bates. Next thing you know, he turned around and shot me in the back. Now, if I would have took my jacket off, cause it was kind of like cool out there back then. If I would have took my jacket off, that pellet would have shot me in my flesh. That nigga really tried to assassinate me many times because he knew I wasn't his son. I am my own son. I am my own father. For real. For real, for real. I am my own son. I am my own father. Reincarnated. Back and forth. And they knew that stuff. And Willie C. McCoy Sr., aka Poe Rock, he couldn't bear that shit, and he just been trying to kill me forever. And in the scriptures, Poe Rock ain't nothing but King Saul, cause I'm Paul, King David. He was just, I'm just a son that he never had, and he was just claiming me as his son. Remember, Mary had a baby before she met Joseph. Now, from the hands of time, I remember when that nigga took me. Something happened. It was something happened where man, let me tell you something, man. I'm finna just tell you what Willie C. McCoy Sr., Poe Rock done to me, y'all. Let me tell you a little something that he done to my fleshly realm of my son, my reincarnated son that I was coming to. That he was trying to stop me to come into my own self again from then to now. Let me tell you what he did. Well, man, I'm talking about, man, that man one night, like, man, I'm talking about literally, that man one night just went in a demonic rage. He smoked all that crack. He was smoking crack. And, he put crack in my atmosphere. It was the earth and dirty ass, weak ass father that put crack cocaine in my atmosphere. I was doing crack back then before I even did crack. You understand? Because this motherfucker used to have me back in the days in Jackson. Uh, we'll stay home. What you want me to stay home for? I'm going to school. No, I need you to watch to see if the police coming. This back in the crack epidemic. This back in the 80s in Jackson, Mississippi. We had a nice little house or whatever, but that's just the start of the shit. But they ruined the shit because they turn it into crack houses. They turn our nice houses into crack houses. Look how they bringing all that over there. That's a good. Keep talking, cause we're gonna pop their ass. Copy tenfold. And that's when MC Hammer came out, and I used to watch uh Yo MTV or some shit, and I used to watch the videos and stuff. And it was way back in the day when MC Hammer first came out, and that was my favorite artist. And I used to see him go in the room. My mother, my so-called earthly mother, but she wasn't my mother, Ornell be in the room. And this nigga Poe Rock would come back in the car, go up in the room, somebody would leave with our car. I'd be like, what the fuck? Why is our motherfucking car leaving? He better rented the car to a dope boy. I'm talking about way in the 80s, nigga. The late 80s. And then next thing you know, he go in the room and they be in there and they be quiet as fuck. I don't listen to nothing. I just stay away from that. But I smell all this burnt smoke coming out the doors. And the next thing you know, I'll be like, I'm the little baby. And I'll just be strong because I got the old wisdom, remember? So I'll be just watching out for them and looking out the window, making sure no police come and stuff so they won't get in trouble because they so paranoid because they smoking crack in there. Then he came out, and the first time I ever noticed with the wisdom. He was sweating like a motherfucker. He came out the room sweating. And I'm like, what's wrong with him? And his lip was to the side, and his little outfit just looked wet and just dirty. He was like, hey, Will. And I didn't say nothing to him. I'm like, he doing something wrong. Look how he's sweating coming out that room, and he looking all crazy. That what is he doing? I was eating a bowl of cereal, watching MTV Raps at the table, and hey, Will. I didn't say nothing to him. That was the very first time. That was in the late '80s, and he, Will, you love me? Will, you love me? And I just like, man, I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all, son, you ain't doing something right. We're not a family. Y'all in the room, but Bunny, Jean, and Ryan is at school, and you got me over here watching out for y'all for something. That's what I was saying inside. But I wouldn't say nothing to him. I'm mad. And then he gonna hit my shoulder like, fuck you then. And I was like, okay. Right then, I was just an art enemy to that nigga. I was a little baby. I was about 11 years old, about 10. Then we stayed on the highway after they smoking that dope and stuff because he started that dope stuff in New Orleans. When we moved to New Orleans and we had that beautiful house over there, 4713 Bright Street in New Orleans in Sherwood Forest off of Chef Mature Highway. And me and the siblings, we went to Sherwood Forest Elementary. Well, we was the knowns up in there, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know what I'm saying, it was one day where I'm talking about he was playing the perfect stepfather for me. But Father God, Father Almighty, the unseen, was raising me into me, morphing me into me. And next thing you know, I'm talking about we had boats. We had a nice boat. We had a nice van. I'm talking about, bro, we had a couple vehicles. My mama was my so-called mother, Oranelle, was a registered nurse at a nice Touro hospital in New Orleans. Like, we really a family, like some real family shit. Like, we're all together. This, we're going to school faithfully. I'm blowing trumpets and stuff in school, getting standing ovations. And he met some white boy named Bruce. And Bruce had a dog. And Poe Rock had dogs too. And the next thing you know, they start talking about the dogs because we was out there washing the vehicles. And the next thing you know, he turned around and they started partying. They started coming over and having parties. Me and the sibling be in the room trying to look through a window because my room was palace. I had a king size bed and everything. That's when they was following the covenant to keep Jesus on path. But they broke the covenant when they let that devil Bruce in, and then he brought his girl, and then they was in there. We'll look through the windows because my room was an old garage that was converted into a room. I had the biggest room. It was cold in there because it was a garage, but it was converted into a nice room. And let me tell you something. We'll go and look through the windows, like, because the window was from the garage into the house. And we'll be trying to look through the curtain to see what they're doing. Man, they in there snorting what we thought were baking soda. They be having a whole plate of cocaine, snorting it, passing it around. A lot of mixed white dude, the girl, him, but my earth and so-called mother be in the room, or Nell be in the room, her room. And you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga starts bringing that shit into our spiritual environment. And when he started snorting that cocaine, thinking he missed a big shot, he escalated and started fucking Bruce's wife, Michelle. I walked in and seen Poe Rock Fucking, I came from school. I heard them in the washroom. I heard a girl moaning. And I opened the door. I thought someone broke in our house. And I opened the door and he was banging Michelle on the dryer. And he get out of here. It was smelling like smoke and everything. And then I closed the door. I'm a little baby, bro. And then he came in there and gave me a $20 bill and said, Will, don't tell your mama. And he was sweating and shit. And I'm like, all right, I won't tell my mama because I really cared about my so-called father because I thought he was my real father. I really cared about that man. I love my mama, but I cared about my father a lot. My so-called father. But anyway, the next thing you know, I never told Oranelle that. I never told her. You know what I'm saying? Being loyal to this nigga. He gave me $20. Nigga, I was number like 11. I went and played He said, go. He said, you can go to the laundromat and play your video game. I said, all right. I said, thank you, Dad. And I left. And I walked all the way up to Capitol Hill. I walked all the way up. No, this is in New Orleans. I walked and went and got me some candy and shit. I went and got me some Cheetos. And we used to go up to Time Saver and get us some Doritos. And we'll take all that cheese and shit. They'd be like, hey, too much cheese. And then I used to be a little sarcastic little wise motherfucker. I used to be like, more cheese, please. Somebody laughing with me. But anyway, no, let me just keep going. That nigga ruined us right there. It went downhill right there in New Orleans. And then, the sibling, Matthew Ryan McCoy, that boy was ready for college. He was look, the coach of the football team, because it was a little community football team he played for, Matthew Ryan McCoy, man, the coach begged us not to move so they could put Matthew in a drafting system to put him in the NBA, NFL. That's how filthy that little nigga was. He was pure. He was natural. He was holy, righteous, and just. He was the baddest baby out there on the field, Matthew Ryan McCoy. No lie. The coach came and begged the father. We had a U-Haul in the yard because my earthly so-called father owed the dope boys and they were threatening to kill him. That nigga started smoking crack. He turned the cocaine into smoking crack. And then he was sneaking behind my so-called mother's back, Oranelle, having sex with that white girl, Michelle. On God. Me. Almighty. And then he turned around and he started dipping in my earthly mother's bank account. You feel me? Not to mention Miss Padrick, he was sleeping with at the same time he was sleeping with Oranelle. But listen, I'm talking about he was dipping in her bank account. Oranelle was really on her shit up in that hospital. My daughter, Oranelle. I'm talking about she really was really in there doing some big shit in there. She overlooked the surgery for me where I had to get stitches all in my ear and shit. But she had some type of shit where her and her friend Jackie Altman, they were finna start going out to houses and start that LPN shit, helping the elderly out the houses. And she was gonna make a business out that shit. You know what I'm saying? She started having money from her job. At back then, registered nurses, bro, having that type of money, that's high shit. That's high rank shit. But then this nigga was smoking crack and he was dipping into Oranelle's bank account. One time I come from school and I'm talking about I'm hearing all kind of shit. I'm talking about glass being thrown, and I'm talking about shit going crazy in there. I come in, Ornell is sitting there with a big butcher knife stabbing Bunny Jean door. Bunny Jean room. But Poe Rock was in Bunny Jean room hiding from Ornell. Cause Ornell was in there stabbing the door. She wanted to stab him up for something he did. I don't know what it was. I just came from school. I'm a baby. She was stabbing the door. I'm like, what? Oh, what's going on? She throwing shit at like plates and all, like that demon in her ass, devil. And next thing you know, she get back, Will, get back, Will. Don't get into this. I'm like, what's going on? Like she wanted to turn on me, her own father. Next thing you know, I sneak in the room. He moved the dresser from the door, and I sneak in the room with him because he's my father. I really cared about my so-called father, Willie C. McCoy Sr. That's why he made me junior when I ain't even his father. I'm my own father. So I'm like, what's wrong, Dad? Will, give me a hug. Give me a hug. And I'm hugging him. I'm like, what's wrong? What happened? Your mama, she wanna hurt me and all this. He done never told me nothing. And Bunny Jean room smelling like crack smoke. He was in there smoking crack in my sister room, my so-called sister room. So it had to be something where he started messing with Bunny Jean right there. Cause he was messing with Bunny Jean. Willie C. McCoy and Poe Rock had a love affair with Bunny Jean for years. You understand? That warlock been a devil forever. No, they trying to go on another street and do that shit. See, we done sealed this one off. Now they trying to do it over there. Go close that down too. Watch. Copy 10 for tell your story, we need this story. Yeah. So look, copy 10 for. Look, let me tell you something. So I'm like, what's wrong? He done went and took like $3,000 of Ornell's money and he blew it on crack. And then he came back and all that old stuff and whatever. Then what make it so hurtful to me after that, look at there. Yep, see, they done chose another street. They trying to find another street to do that shit on. We finna shut all these streets down. Aliens, go get them. Show finna go. We already over there. But anyway, so what make it so bad to me is that, you know what I'm saying, like the Earth and Mama, so-called mother Ornell McCoy, she's sitting here, I'm talking about stabbing up the door. She throwing all the plates, and I'm talking about glass everywhere. And then she said something foul to me, talking about, I'm sick of your ass too, Will. And I said, okay, okay. I went right in my room at 11 years old and I grabbed some shit and I left. I've been running away. Ever since 11 years old, I've been Huckleberry Fair, nigga. And then I went a long way, but I went to my friend's house, but I came back. But you know what I'm saying? That was the start. Like, man, I'm getting out of this sicko ass devil house. They in here fighting like they're not even husband and wife. I don't even think they was ever husband and wife. I think they fought so hard because of the truth, the real truth. You understand? And next thing you know, uh, I'm talking about, man, Poe Rock, he always did a lot of dark ass shit to us, bro. You know what I'm saying? After New Orleans, we left and we went to I think we went back to Meridian. I think we came here. I can't recall. Yeah, I think we came to Meridian from New Orleans. From because I was 12, 11. I turned 12. No, we went back to New. I think we went back. Oh, we went to. Well, where did we go after we went to New Orleans? After we left Bright Street. Give it to me, Father, because they doing spell work. Poe Rock don't want this to come out. I think we went to Meridian. I think we came back to Meridian. I can't recall, but when we left wherever we was, let me tell you what we did. Something happened. Yeah, we came back to Meridian. We stayed over there by Northwest Junior High and the elementary school over there. No, that wasn't the one. Where was we at? I just can't remember, bro. It's been so many time warps. But let's get to the future. We went back to. Oh, did we go to Slidell? Man, we done went. I've been everywhere. But let me just give you the major points of Willie C. McCoy Senior Poe Rock. That's where it started with all that crack shit. But then we got to Slidell. We went to Slidell. Then we moved into Bayou Liberty. Bayou Liberty, we had a Bayou Liberty, Louisiana. We had a beautiful house, bro. It was beautiful. One thing about them, they will get connected with us some royal shit, some beautiful shit, but they would destroy the shit with their addiction, and we're the children. You feel me? That don't have addiction. So we got the addiction too. If the parents got the addiction, so next thing you know, uh, it started right there. It was good for a second, and next thing you know, they start smoking. They start power smoking over there. Cause like I was finna say, one thing that hurted me so bad is that after that fight up in New Orleans when Ornell was in there stabbing the doors and shit, instead of Ornell picking us out of that house, taking us and leaving, Ornell sat down at that table and tried that crack cocaine with Poe Rock. She got tired of leaving him. She got tired of running from him. And she sat right there and she indulged with him. And I can never forgive her for that. Because that's the whole family went downhill. Y'all took us downhill purposely. And we still, as siblings, we was the parents. I remember at that house in Bayou Liberty, Louisiana. That's when it was going. They turned it to full. I'm talking about that purity was gone. Straight warlocks and witches. The full morph. And then after that, I'm talking about the Poe Rock. He be trying to shine like he's still a spiritual being, but he was far from that. Everybody started watching me because back then they knew who I was. I didn't know who I am. Get what I'm saying? So next thing you know, I'm talking about, bro, they was smoking dope, bro. Let me tell you something. They was in that they be in the room like a week straight. We won't even see the parents a week straight and they won't never leave the house. You understand? And the whole time they power smoking because they ain't even put no food in the refrigerator. I had to go and take father's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and take some onion, cut it down into onion rings. We had some evaporated milk. And then we had to go next door and ask the lady for some. No, we had some flour, and we had to ask the lady for some milk or eggs. So the lady called the police on us. They in the back room smoking dope, doing God knows what. Next thing you know, I just started, Father just, Almighty just started mirroring me off to myself. I had a car when I was 11 years old. I had a go-kart that kept breaking down on me. And then I somehow walked up on a man that fixed go-karts. Oh, I had a four-wheeler that I had got off the side of the road. And I was going to ask that man to help fix my four-wheeler. But the man, I did something. I gave the man $50 for a car because I think Ornell had got an income tax check, and they went back in that room, and she gave me like some money because I had to be the one to watch out for the police for them. I never really was a school child. I'll always be at home watching out the window, seeing the police coming because they had back there paranoid smoking crack. On God, on me, on Father. So I bought the car for $50. It was a stick shift, a Datsun 210. And while they were going down, I was going up. Cause he went and it was the income tax. Cause he went and bought some type of old Delta 88 to try to act like he doing something good, and he bought it for $800. And then with income tax, and they was all in there smoking dope in that room. And then he gave me some money. Ornell gave me some money, and then I walked down there, and Father led me to that car. I'm talking about the white man taught me how to drive the car, stick shift, 11 years old. And I attentively, with that robotic database, learned it that fast. I'm talking about I drove the car right to the car wash, took bleach, took all that stuff and washed it myself at 11 years old. It's a Datsun 210. And then I went all the way up to my siblings' school in the car, and then I lied and got them out of school, and we went to the mall. On Father Almighty, no lie. We went to the mall and played video games. I drove and never was touched. Come on, man, I am. They in the house. Next thing you know, this nigga get jealous when the money run out. He done rented the Delta 88. They took our station wagon. They wrecked our station wagon. It was in the side of the ditch. He kept renting it to the dope boy that was down near my age. Little 14, 15-year-old dope boys in Louisiana. Then he bought that Delta 88. He started renting that to the dope boys. And then he gonna sit there and have the nerve to try to dry out. And when he dry out, Po Rock get mad as fuck. He want to take everything out on us when we was trying to uphold him and keep him looking as if he is still a good person. Then his bitch ass would take all that pain out on us. He'll turn the house into a plantation. He'll work us to death while he laying there and fart and eat. Next thing you know, he started focusing on my car. Will, who car that is? I said, that's my car. You ain't even got it. You can't. How you drive that car? That ain't your. I said, that's my car. I got the keys. Give me them keys. Let me see. That's a nice car. Let me see that car. Let me see them keys, Will. I'm proud of you. Get up in my car. Now it's his. Just took my car. That was my very first car at 11 years old. A Datsun 210. White outside, blue interior. I bought it myself for $50. And he took it from me. He got back on crack and he rented my car to the dope boys, and the car caught on fire. God did that. God burnt it up. Now, why y'all want to sit around and try to be honorable to Willie C, trying to play that honorable role to a dark devil, and all the times the way he used to hurt Ornell, the way he used to throw her on the ground and beat her up and throw her through sheetrock, nigga. I done seen him throw my so-called mother through sheetrock, nigga. Cause Matthew Ryan and Bunny Jean might not be his. They really might not be his. I really feel that Matthew Ryan McCoy and Bunny Jean McCoy belong to this old nigga in Butte, Mississippi named T-Man. They look just like him. He looked just like them. On God. And one time we went from New Orleans, from Bayou Liberty, we had a Dodge Plymouth, and it was a gold one. And we hit the highway for a vacation to Butte, Mississippi to go see Mary Bates, Grandma Mary Bates, which is my old dirty witch wife. And I'm in the baby form though. I'm in the resurrection baby form though. And when we got up there, we were like an old perfect family. You know, all that old conversation and shit, all that old dirty ass talk they be talking about, all that evil shit, talking about people. I always wore headphones. I used to listen to classical music back then because I had a little radio with an antenna. It wasn't no shit like that. It was just a radio, and I used to catch that classical channel wave, and I just used to listen to classical and just look out the window while they on the highway. Cause I just didn't like that bitch ass nigga after I used to see how he used to do my mother, man, my so-called mother. And then I didn't like my so-called mother, how she used to do him. So I was just like, I didn't like none of them. And next thing you know, we get to Butte, Mississippi, we hug Miss Mary, and we jump, man, nigga, we go out the gate. We finna go and kick it with the whole hood. We finna be all out in the hood. Ain't no laying up under her like that. We give her a hug, hey grandma, and we gone. You feel me? I had to stay away from there. Before she figure out I'm her real husband, William, that she killed the first time, the second time. So the next thing you know, I turn around and this nigga Willis C. McCoy, Poe Rock, the senior, this motherfucker was a drunkard. He'll go over there and start drinking. So T-Man had opened up a club. He had started a club. And T-Man wanted Poe Rock to help him, do shit in the club to get the club started. So they got the club started, and he was over there drinking with all that old stuff they were doing in that old hen house, that club, T-Man grand opening. And he got Poe Rock got real drunk. And the next thing you know, uh, oh, we was at Mary Bates' grandma house, so-called grandma house, and we just out there in the backyard, just doing our thing like we usually do. The siblings, we take the plums and we'll eat plums out the plum tree, or we'll throw rocks at each other and shit. We'll throw plums at each other, try to, you know what I'm saying, like we shooting at each other, having fun in the backyard and stuff. Waiting, waiting for Miss Mary chili dogs and her Kool-Aid. That was the best chili dogs in the world. Really real stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, Poe Rock and Oronell is at the car fighting real hard. You could see it. And next thing you know, they kind of fixed their composure. And next thing you know, they came and said, Will, you get Ryan and them and y'all get the stuff and let's go. We gotta go. I'm like, we just got here. Get the stuff now. Man, come on, y'all. Let's get this stuff. And we started filling the truck, and then Grandma Miss May was like, where y'all going? What y'all doing? What you doing to my daughter? And all that stuff. So Grandma Miss May went and grabbed a gun. She ready to go grab a gun because she ready to shoot him. And the next thing you know, this nigga turned around and they started arguing. I'm talking, it was big. And they put us in the back of the car. This nigga drunk. I'm talking about he got a fifth of liquor and he just slugging it. He been drinking all night. He been at that club all night. And the next thing you know, uh, him and Ornell start fighting on some real deep inner shit. Right then, I knew our Oracle, baby, because I looked dead at Bunny Jean and Ryan, and then I thought about T-Man, and then they were talking about T-Man, and guess what? I think T-Man told Poe Rock that Bunny Jean and Ryan is really his. Bunny Jean and Ryan is twins. That's so crazy. That is so crazy. So Poe Rock really don't even exist in this shit. He just a Joseph. Not only is I'm not his, he know that. But Bunny Jean and Ryan is not his. Bunny Jean and Ryan belong to T-Man. That's dead now. I wonder how. Oh, well, he old. Yeah, he gone. He took. He had to tell Poe Rock that Ornell used to have fun up under the bleachers at football games. And then they probably was in her belly, and then she went and put herself in a position to meet Poe Rock, Willie C. McCoy. She was standing in front of Hines Community College, and then he pulled up acting like a player, but he really was a simp, a sucker. She already had the babies in her belly. Matthew Ryan McCoy and Bunny Jean McCoy. They was already in her belly, and she threw it on him. Because she kidnapped me from Jeff Anderson. No, she kidnapped me from Jeff Anderson. Right here. So there, we get on, man, I'm talking about that the worst nightmare ride of all times. You better believe it. This man was driving down a 2-lane highway from Brew, Mississippi to Macomb, Mississippi, doing like 110 miles with 3 children in the back and a woman in the passenger seat, drinking. She in his ear. Ah, ah, music loud. Just hell. I'm sitting back there, back door driving. I'm back seat driving. I'm like, please. My Oracle eye is steering this thing to keep us safe. He doing 100. He doing like 90 miles on a 2-lane highway street, running up on the back of the cars and all this stuff with us in there. Then we get to Macomb, Mississippi, or they'll jump out the car and walk down the highway. He going start trolling her down the highway. Get in the car. Get in the car for a cop. Ah, ah. He leave her. Then he go to the other stop. Go to the stop. Come back and get her. Then they start again. Cause he found out that Ryan and Bunny Jean ain't his. Ryan and Bunny Jean belong to T-Man. Cause Ryan and Bunny Jean some red albinos. T-Man is a red albino. Look at him. We run them down right now. Fuck out of here. Oh, that's us. Oh, I feel it. Oh God, that's us right there. Cause this truth is finna. This truth make them really want to just go on and try to run up and kill, huh? Come on, bitch, I ain't done. I'm already dead. You ain't even dead yet. Here they come right now. That's mine. You ain't gonna fuck with me out here. The ninjas. We got the ninjas here, bitch. You ain't gonna fuck with me. I promise you, you ain't. Ooh, we got the ninjas. Yeah, we brought the ninjas too. We in the 40. You brought us to the 40. You brought the 40 to us, and we here. We finna get this done right now. Copy 10-4. But yeah, that nigga was driving down that highway so evil and stuff, man. I'm talking about it was like a nightmare. Once they got to the house, they started fighting in the house. He grabbed her by her neck and slung her into a wall, a sheet wall. I'm talking about cracked the whole sheetrock with her. And then I said, get your fucking hands off my mama, nigga. And he turned around and looked at me like a demon, like he was gonna really kill me. And I ran and shot out the door. But after that, you know what I'm saying, something happened and they got back on track and you know what I'm saying, we had a car wreck because by this time now I'm smoking weed. I went to Slidell Junior High. I went to Slidell Junior High. And by that time what I was 12. I was stealing cigarettes out the store, smoking cigarettes. I was smoking weed. I've been smoking weed. And the bus driver had played an old bitch ass game and left me. And Po Rod said, I'll take you. Wait till Ordinary bring the truck. And he smoked a joint with me before I went to school. When Ordinary pulled up, he said, get in the middle. He put her in the middle and I went and got on the other side. He had a Chevrolet Silverado 1500. And the way he was driving so damn fast and stupid. He's just a foolish man. Willie C. McCoy Sr. is the opposite of Willie C. McCoy Jr. Willie C. McCoy Sr. is foolish. Willie C. McCoy Jr. is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The governmental, that is. King Saul is the foolish one. King David is the man of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So he was driving fast and stupid, and the train had blocked the train was coming through, and they had, the crossing covered. So it's the cars. He done went all on the bad part of the side, swerving like he just so knowing what he do. Some lady came out of nowhere. I sensed the wreck. I said, wreck, wreck, wreck. Boom, right there on my side. We get slammed into a pole, a big light pole. You know what I'm saying? I seen Ordinary head do like this here like that on the board. I'm like, Mom, you all right? This bitch ass nigga driving like a sucker. Then put me in a situation where I had to tell lies to make it like we're justified. It was only through my testimony, which was unfair and untrue, that we got that money. And guess what? I got a compensation check back then. It was like about $2,000-$3,000, and they took my money. That's why he put his name on my body. We waited 5 years for that money. We moved over to Buell, Mississippi now, and he found out they got that money. We went to a telephone, one of them telephone booth, and he found out they got that money. And the next thing you know, he threw his arm up like this. We was in our station wagon and shit. So we were like, yay! We were happy too. But then the next thing you know, he turned around. He ain't take the family. He took Ornell and he took Miss Mary. Because Miss Mary was going to fund the trip. Because he had to drive all the way back to New Orleans to the law office to get the check. I remember it was a nice station wagon. Because we always had them Brady Bunch ass station wagons and shit. And I remember we had that station, we were passing by. It was a real nice station wagon for $1,400. It was so nice back then. And he said, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that, get that money. I'm going to buy that. Oh, like that nigga ain't going to buy that shit. I just knew he going to be on that dope. And next thing you know, that nigga turned around. They left in that other one car. And then when they came back, they was in that brand new station wagon he said he was gonna buy. I said, okay, I see him. Okay, y'all pull it up clean. I see that shit. They had a bunch of groceries in the back. They gave me and the siblings a little necklace and shit, a little gold necklace they bought from the pawn shop. And they gave us like $100 a piece. I think it was either it wasn't $20. Either $20 a piece or $100 a piece. It was something all right. And he went and he was like, y'all take the groceries and put it in the house, okay? Come on, now. And I looked, and they were going to that fucking room. And I said, look at these motherfuckers. They done took the lawsuit money, and they on drugs. Because they get the rap for me if they start drugs. I wasn't for it. I hated it. They went right in that motherfucking room and destroyed the whole matrix of that fake ass family. And it was all in the prophecy. Cause they was in that room. I'm talking about they was in that room 2 weeks at a time. I did not see the parents for 2 weeks and they never left the house. Then he want to go buy all these guns, AK-40, illegal AK-47. He had a 357 walking around trying to act like he the big shit, and, all this and stuff. I was shooting the AK-47 way more than he was. Soon as he go hit the highway to go buy some crack out there in Fayetteville, I go and take the gun out and start shooting at the water. I was shooting the AK way more than he shot it. He just didn't know it. I'll put it right back. I done shot it before. He done let me shoot it too. Like when you want to shoot it? Yeah, I want to shoot that mother. Then I go back and, one time a nigga tried to sneak up in Bunny Jean window, and I came out there. Finna let that Oh, God. I was finna let that bitch rain when I found out that Bunny Jean she was sneaking niggas in her window, having sex with them. Bunny Jean been like that from the hands of time. Little girl. And it was like 3-4 boys that was, and we found out. And I went and got that AK, and it was already loaded. I cocked it, and we snuck out our window of our room, and I was finna come around and shoot their ass. Cause you sneaking in our house having sex with my so-called sister. I'm finna kill your ass, bitch. For real. But I'm talking about, bro. Soon as I said, motherfucker, click, clack, them motherfucker got everybody, the motherfucker falling all out the window and shit. I'm telling you, man, this shit been from the hands of time. Somebody threw a throat spell, a fiery dart at my throat. because they don't want the truth to come out. Poe Rock, Willie C. McCoy Sr. ain't nothing but a crackhead and a pedophile. I promise you I'm not lying. He try to act like he's so honorable when he come down here to Meridian with that big ragged ass truck that he bought with my money. That blue truck, that blue brand new truck is mine. Bitch ass nigga, he just bought that big truck to be like he's the big Masonic leader or something. You ain't shit, nigga. You a sucker. Let me finish. So after that, man, it was just hell over there in Butte, Mississippi. This motherfucker, him and Ornell took off and just left us at the house. They went and got a hotel room in Fayetteville where the crack at, because the crack was abundant over there. And just left us at the house. So I had to raise Bunny Jean and Ryan. I said, y'all ain't finna be doing no dumb shit. I promise you, I'll beat your fucking ass. I said, we got to keep the house. We got to clean the house. I said, let's clean the house. Fuck all that. We're not going to be bad kids, because when he come back and he going to get off that dope, he going to beat the shit out of us if he see that shit dirty and shit. So let's go on and do the shit before he even get back. We kept the house clean. We used to clean the yard. All that. Bunny Jean used to cook our meals. Bunny Jean, the best cook of the house. On God. Bunny Jean used to cook our Thanksgiving meals. And she wasn't nothing but like 14 and 15, 13 and 14. She'll cook the whole Thanksgiving meal. But no, that nigga Poe Rock, him and Ornell jumped in the car and left, and they sold the car, the station wagon, then they jumped in the regular car again, and they left, and they went and got a hotel room and left us there. Man, we was at the house by ourselves for a month. And I had to hold it down. Who is that? Oh, that's a white man. I don't know. Don't answer the door. Don't say nothing. Y'all go in the back room. I am the father. So I had to be the father in the baby role. Held it down. But then Bunny Jean was out there being wild. She was being fast. Bunny Jean was out there gang banging and stuff. Bunny Jean was beating up girls at the school, jumping on girls. And next thing you know, they came over there and took Bunny Jean. I pulled a BB gun on the police about Bunny Jean. I said, you ain't taking my sister nowhere. I started pumping it. He pulled the gun, son. You better put that down. I said, fuck you. You ain't pulling but taking my sister nowhere. I was 12 years old. And the lady talked me down and said, we just taking her and she'll be back. Please don't do this. I was like, man, fuck you, white pig. You ain't taking my sister. And then they went up in the house and they started seeing all that bullshit. Cause I snuck in my parents' room and I cleaned their room for them just in time. That was the father. Cause I said, let me clean my parents' room. Cause we cleaning the whole house. And I cleaned their room. I found Brillo. I found broken antennas. I found clothes hanger straightened out and shit. Brillo and shit and all that. And I remember that gun was right up under that sofa, that AK-47. And next thing you know, this motherfucker turned around. I cleaned it up real good, their room. And then here they come, the what you call that, social services, the DSH, what them people is, the child enforcement people. They came and CHS, CPS. Yeah, CPS came and they came to take Bunny Jean. Cause Bunny Jean was a menace in school. And then I was never going to school. Cause I had to watch the house. And next thing you know, only one that was really going to school was Ryan. Cause Ryan was young and innocent in this shit. And next thing you know, they took her. They went in the house and looked at Bunny G's room. Her room was nasty. You know, our room was clean and all that shit. But then they went right up in the Paris room. Now, what if I never would have cleaned that room? That was father made me clean that room. And they would have went in there and seen all that Brillo and all that shit on there. You know what I'm saying? They went and searched the whole house with the sheriffs. They were really looking for that gun to put that bitch ass nigga away for good. But I cleaned the room for my so-called parents because I really loved them at the time when I thought they was who they really were. Next thing you know, after that, everything just went all the way downhill. They were just abundantly smoking drugs, and the nigga turned around and when it got Bunny Jean back and all of those shit, you know, he act like he did some old real serious shit. He ain't do no serious shit. Like, he ain't really shoot no shit to go get her. He ain't really go up in that bitch like, bitch, give me my motherfucking daughter, bitch ass nigga, like I would. I'll shoot some shit. Cause they put Bunny Jean in a little whorehouse. He just went in there and started talking shit, talking about he got a gun and shit. And Bunny Jean just ran out and jumped in the car. It was really Bunny Jean just ran out and jumped in the car. And they were like, Bunny, you know they gonna get you in jail. Fuck y'all, bitch, and we don't give a fuck. And next thing you know, we left, and then we had to leave town. They put search warrants on the house for drugs, and they knew my parents was on drugs. They knew they had illegal guns and all that shit. Next thing you know, they turn around and we needed a U-Haul. I'm sitting there as the watchman again. They Ornell done got the income tax check, and they done started blowing. And the next thing you know, I'm over there in Butte, just sitting there at my little tree house, and I hear Will, and I run up the hill, and then he was like, Will, see if so and so that you've been working for down there rent me a U-Haul. We gotta really get it. He had suspended license, and it was on my word. Because I used to work for the man, because he had a U-Haul, he had a laundromat, and he had a pizza house. And I used to pick up all the paper, clean the laundromat, and he used to give me a couple dollars and give us food. I used to take it home for them. And the next thing you know, he turned around and he had suspended license. It was on me working for the white dude that the white dude let him get the U-Haul in the first place. And then when we got it up the hill, they in the room smoking crack, and I unloaded the whole house by myself. Because when we opened the door, they had a orange paper on the door. The sheriffs kicked the door in and went through and ramshacked the house looking for that gun and looking for drugs and shit. All the pictures, everything was on the ground. And all that shit was spread. They tore the whole house up. That's God's wrath against what they were really doing, though, against the real thing. Will, just grab all the big stuff. Get all the big stuff and put all the big stuff in there. So I got the dolly. I loaded the refrigerator. I loaded the washing machine. I loaded all the big stuff. I loaded everything. Then right at the very end, he want to come and try to grab a couple things like he looking honorable. I loaded the whole fucking truck. Why you think I started working for the moving companies all over the United States? I'm the best mover ever. I was 12 years old, and I unloaded that whole house by myself while Poe Rock and Ornell was in that back room getting high. Then come out and grab a couple things when I'm worn and exhausted. Then driving, and then next thing you know, want me to drive the U-Haul. They put me in the U-Haul. I was driving the U-Haul from Butte, Mississippi to Meridian, Mississippi, where I'm at now, at 12 years of age, 13. I just turned 13. and he showed me what to do. And he knew I was the Oracle baby. He knew I was galactically future wisdom. He knew I was, they knew everything. So I drove the U-Haul. He got in the back seat he got in the little car behind the little station wagon we had. He got in that car with Ornell, and they was smoking crack in the car all the way down the highway behind me in the U-Haul. I'm 13 years old. Every time an 18-wheeler come by, I'll swerve it over a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I kept it going. Then he come to the side and get off at that exit, looking sweaty and evil. And then I get off on the exit. And I'm just graceful, baby, old baby. And I pulled up at the truck stop. And you stay here. You just stay here for a minute. Then he go and take some shit out the fucking he go take the U-Haul, him and her, take the U-Haul and go and buy some crack up in that area. Then I got it. You sit with your mama. And she's sitting there like this. I know you mad at me, Will. Man, don't say nothing to me. I don't want to hear shit from your fucking mouth, Ornell. You don't love your child, and I'm not even your child, I'm your father. You don't love your fucking father. You got me on the highway 13 years old, driving a U-Haul illegally, while y'all illegally smoking crack cocaine in the station wagon behind. You don't love me. Will, I'm gonna get together. I'm gonna change. Man, shut the fuck up. Y'all done said that shit so many years and still do the same shit. Motherfuckers. Now know the real truth of the pain that baby been through. Then we pull up to the new house, and it was only through God that he was giving his one and only begotten son them opportunity to be in them type of houses. And then Poe Rock jumped in the car with Ornell, and then they in Meridian now. Oh, this is city compared to Brood. This is like New York compared to Meridian. I'm telling you, this the city when it comes to drugs and shit. They jumped right in that motherfucking car and said, Will, y'all put that furniture in the house and set it up and everything. We'll see y'all. Y'all be good. And left us right there by Northwest Junior High. I pulled that bitch up in there, bagged it up to the door, and Bunny Jean and they were like, fuck that shit, I don't want to do shit. I said, you better get in that motherfucking truck and unload this shit. Let's unload all this shit. Cause y'all already know when this nigga sober up, he gonna damn near kill us out here, man. He gonna whoop us. He gonna try to torture us. Come on, man, let's get this shit done. So I am the father of the McCoys. And he riding off and smoking dope and burning all our money up. And then he'll come back and take it out on us anyway. Will, you need to go out there and cut some grass. Go out there and try to cut some yards. We need some money. Your mama need money for some cigarettes. Won't you be a man and go get them, bitch? That's your wife. But it is my daughter, so I'm gonna do it. Pussy ass, dirty, evil, medieval motherfuckers. But this is Ornell's money you been smoking up. You don't even have your own money. You just be laying up waiting for Ornell check. You ain't got no job. You ain't out there working. You a house bitch. Poe Rock always been a house bitch. I tell that bitch nigga in his face. He sat there and played housewife while Ornell played husband. As Ornell went and got all the money. Ornell McCoy paid all the bills. Ornell McCoy bought the cars and shit. That nigga didn't have no money or nothing. That nigga was just out there knowing how to build shit around the house and make it look pretty and shit. Bitch ass nigga. Real man been out there with a good job. All that. Oh, that was a heavenly essence. That's Father with me. Keep talking, King. Keep talking. Your family crying. Y'all don't even know the half. It's real, man. You think that's the only tree? Man, that nigga, man. Even over there, just constantly forcing me to. I'm supposed to be over here at Magnolia and all that shit. Where I was at Northwest, I'm supposed to be going to school. No, this motherfucker had me going out there with my lawnmower trying to cut grass on a school day because he done smoked or nail money up, and now he's pimping me out there, pimping me out to the streets to cut people grass to the point where people are like, young man, you supposed to be in school. I know, ma'am. I just gotta take care of my family. Can I please cut your yard? Um, I'll let you cut my yard this time, but you got just cut my yard on the weekend. You need to go to school. So people started been watching about me a long time ago. Then the next thing you know, the boy went in a rage when he did something foul. Ornell bought him an anniversary present. Ornell bought him a Lincoln Continental. I think it was a 1981 Lincoln Continental Bill Blast edition. I'm talking about one of the top pimp cars of the back days. And she bought it for him for an anniversary gift. And you know what I'm saying? This bitch ass nigga got drunk and started that shit. And then next thing you know, he got on crack. Him and Ornell got on crack right there. And then next thing you know, he took the car and sold the car for crack. And then that motherfucker come walking up there with a 6-pack of beer and shit. That's all he had left were a couple stones and a 6-pack of beer. Bitch ass nigga. So don't you ever try to down me, bitch. You were the dirtiest of the dirtiest, nigga. You wasn't really doing shit. Next thing you know, Ornell just like, Will, you need to go because I'm finna fuck this. I'm finna kill this nigga. And I wouldn't leave cause I didn't say it. I said no. If this nigga come in here and hit Ornell, which I thought was my mother, but she really is my daughter. If this motherfucker come up in here and hit Ornell, I'm finna stab him because I'm tired of him hitting my so-called mother. That's the only reason I was in there. Cause I'm finna gook his ass. He just sold the car that Ornell bought him for crack. And then he was coming in there to beat her up bad. And guess what? They got into a big fight. And I went to do it, but I got scared. And I just left and I went in the washroom and I started crying real hard. And I went to my friend's house. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Willie C. McCoy, Poe Rock, Sr. Then that bitch ass nigga started turning Bunny Jean into his wife. That nigga started fucking on Bunny Jean. Guard written, no lie. I done seen this nigga take the TV out of my so-called mother Ornell room and put the TV, the air conditioner in Bunny Jean room, put a different key lock on Bunny Jean door, and go and be in Bunny Jean room for like 2 weeks straight. One time they laid on the floor together, Bunny Jean and Poe Rock, and they literally had sex right in front of me and Matthew. Left Ornell in a hot room like she was in a jail cell. And since Bunny Jean, he found out that Bunny Jean wasn't really his, he was just going to turn Bunny Jean into his wife. Do the same thing that they did to me in the past life. Wilhelmina, Wilhelmina ain't his fucking granddaughter. Wilhelmina is his daughter. You better believe it. Wilhelmina don't belong to Roger Hearn. Wilhelmina never belonged to Roger Hearn. She got pregnant by that nigga, and that nigga sent her to Roger Hearn to make it seem as if she got pregnant by him. Bitch ass nigga. That nigga been a dope fiend in my life. He used to have me out there going buy his dope. He used to have me going out there to pick the cars up after he rent them to the dope boys. Right here in Meridian. He used to rent the car to Kojak. He used to rent our cars to Kojak, all them little niggas. Little Bobby, all them little niggas used to drive our cars to school. And I used to go to the school with no remorse. And I'll be trying to, I never liked them bitch ass nigga like that. Kojak was all right, but I never liked that bitch ass nigga. He was cool at one time, but man, that bitch ass nigga used to drive my earthing father, McCoy, that nigga Poe Rock, used to drive his car to school. And I used to go to the school. And they used to clown me and shit. Because they were dope boys back then. And I was just a good, righteous, holy boy. Bobby Lewis bitch ass. Pussy ass nigga. Federal ass, confidential informant ass bitch ass nigga. That try to smurf me with that shit about my money. Pussy ass nigga. Finna pop your ass for that too. You gonna get popped for that. Keep talking, Keep talking. But you know, it got bad right there, even bad. And then, man, one night, me and Matthew, I was a thief. I turned into a thief because, you know what I'm saying, the motherfucker was forcing me to go outside, go out here and try to get money so much that people stopped messing with me. One time, me and Matthew went out and we only made $30, bro. That's all we could make. And then we stopped by a friend's house and we just played a couple games of video games, you know what I'm saying? And we made $30. And we've been gone for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But we did stop and play a couple video games to be a child. And we went back and he needed a starter put on the car. I put the starter on the car. He used to make me do all the shit. And the next thing you know, he needed that starter. The starter cost $65. That's why he sent us out there to work. But we only made $30 because nobody would hire us. Next thing you know, we walked all the way from North Hills, all the way back over to over there by Northwest High School. And the nigga went into a rage. He took a broomstick, and wrapped it with tape and had us laying on the bed like this here shit. And he just started just plowing at us with that fucking stick, bro. To the point he hit Matthew, boom, and Matthew went, and he hit Matthew again, boom, and Matthew came right back to life. And I grabbed the stick. I said, you motherfucker, stop hitting my brother. And that nigga started hitting me all on my elbows and my face. He was really trying to really crack my face. Willie C. McCoy, Poe Rock Sr. And he beat me real bad. And he took it there physically. And then he said, get your ass out there and go get some money right now. And bro, me and Matthew limping, knots on our legs, knots on us, blood coming out our face. Matthew got whooped up bad. His whole arm looked like it was broke. He had a U in his arm by Poe Rock, Willie C. McCoy Sr. Fuck nigga. And I told Matthew, we walking out the house, limping and shit, bleeding. And I said, Red, just go that way. Try to find some money that way. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. You know what I'm saying? And I knew a good client, a real good Kanite guy, a Caucasian guy. He was a doctor, and he had a real nice house. He was a real good man, and he used to let me work for him every now and then. He had a beautiful wife. He had beautiful children. The children were younger than they were babies. And I used to cut his grass and rake his yard, and I went over there limping and bleeding. And I said, "Sir, my mama's sick, and she need to get some prescription. Sir, could you please help me? I'll come back and work for you." And he said, "Little Willie, what is going on in your house?" He said, "Look at you. What happened to you?" I'm talking about I can't even hardly walk how this nigga beat my leg. And the next thing you know, he turned around and he was like, "Man, I don't know what going on, man, but I'm gonna have your house investigated, Willie." I said, "Sir, it's nothing going on. I just gotta take care of my mama." I wouldn't even tell nobody. I never told nobody. I never told nobody nothing. I just kept it quiet. He wrote me a check for $127. And I said, "Could you don't put Junior on there?" And he said, "Oh, okay, I got it. It's that nigga." And I gave it to him. He went and took it, gave it back to me, and said, "Get on your moped and go cash that check up at that check cash and play, cause we could cash checks back then." And I cashed it and went and bought the starter on the scooter, and then I came back and put the starter on the station wagon. After that, I was done, man. I was done. I said the first chance I get to fucking get out this bitch, I'm gone. I would not ever come back. And it's like he knew that shit. And his final attack was when that night, cause me and Matthew, we went, we rode the moped out to get some firecrackers, and the moped broke down, but we got it running again. But that was when we going to get some firecracker. But we needed some money to go, cause we had firecracker wars with the niggas on the other streets and shit. We'll come through there and shoot firecrackers, do firecracker drive-bys and shit. They be shooting at us too, though. Having fun. We just having fun. And next thing you know, me and Matthew got on the moped because they were smoking crack again. And got on the moped, and we were like, "Man, we need some money." I said, "I want to get some big firecrackers to go through." And Matthew thought it up. He said, "What about that white boy that be wanting to buy crack?" And I said, "Oh yeah, let's go." He dumb as fuck. So we go over there. And he was like, "What you got? Give me a 40." I said, "You gotta give me the money first." He was like, "No, no, go get it and bring it back." I was like, "Damn." Cause we gonna take the 40 and just run with it. Cause he was so stupid. Next thing you know, both of us said, "Yeah, let's go cook up one of them ooh-wops, candle wax, cornmeal, and oil. Ooh, put it in the freezer and made a cookie and chopped that bitch up and made it look really fuck. I was like, look at there, look at there. Is it real? Hell yeah, real. Look at that. Hell yeah, that's that shit. Look, I ain't got no money. I was like, "No, man, you need to give me that $40." He's like, "No, man, I already bought some." But look, he went and got his mama ring, and he went and got a chain, a gold chain and a gold ring. And we just gave him a bunch of bullshit and got out of there with that shit. But instead of selling the shit, it was finna be the parents' anniversary. We gave the ring to Ornell and we gave the chain to Poe Rock as a gift. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so they wore that shit for a long time. But then after that, the nigga got on that crack so bad, the nigga didn't have no money and shit. We didn't have no gas to go pick Ornell up from her job. So the nigga told me, Will, go out there and sell this chain and sell this ring and get some gas and bring me the money back. I said, all right, yes, sir, I got you. So I was like, man, it's getting too late for that shit. That's what I said. To myself, I said, man, it's too late for me running out here. The pawn shop ain't even open. So I went to a gas station and a cool ass white lady. I said, ma'am, I went everywhere trying to sell this shit. It was witchcraft. It was witchcraft, I'm telling you, against the baby wizard. And I went to the store and the lady said, I'll give you $20 for it. I said, no, man, that's real jewelry. I said, ma'am, I need $20 for gas and give me $20. And she said, no. She said, I give you $20 for she said, I give you $20 worth of gas and $10. I said, okay. Got the $20 worth of gas, because it was on empty because he rented it to the boys, the dope boys over there on Redline. You know what I'm saying? Then he turned around and came back to me. I came back to him and gave him the $10, and this nigga went psycho because he thought I was going to come back with some money to make him go and get high. He wanted money to go and get high or wanted some money to put in his pocket so he can be on some old act like he better than somebody's shit. I put the money in the house. Telling you not. And it was through criminal activity that I had to take care of the family. I would have done prison time and never told them that all that money that I was ciphering from them that thievery was going in that house to them. I wasn't spending none of that money when I go and steal a lawnmower and sell it for like $200 or $150. That money was going right in Willie C. McCoy Sr.'s hand. Po Rock. On God. It was him that threw us some money. Here, y'all go to the skating ring or y'all go play. Will, you did good. It was me out there making that money and throwing it in their pocket after he go and smoke up Ornell check. And Ornell smoke up Ornell check. So that night, that nigga just started doing that shit where, he started whooping on my motherfucking shin bones and, beating me up just bad. And then he was like, motherfucker, where did you get this shit from anyway? And I just stayed quiet. And then he just started just doing me dirty. And next thing you know, Matthew said, Dad, I'll tell you if you don't hit Will no more, please don't hit him no more. I'm bleeding and shit now. And he turned around and said, you better tell me or your ass gonna be over here. You better tell me right now. It was like Matthew was really setting me up for the failure. Little warlock bitch. Next thing you know, he said, me and Will were just going to try to get some firecrackers, and we cause he thought we broke in a house to steal it. That's what he was whooping me for, cause he thought I broke in a house. I didn't ever break in nobody's house, but he was beating me up real bad, and Matthew said, he. We pulled over to that white boy house and he wanted some drugs, so we gave him some fake drugs for the jury. Next thing you know, that nigga went overdrive. That nigga told Bunny Jean to go get him a tent pole. He went and took the tent pole and broke it like this until it broke. And then it had rigid edges on that bitch. Going right in your skin. Guaranteed. And then he laid me on the bed and started whooping me with that motherfucker all in my back, gouging in my back. Next thing you know, he got me up and he grabbed me and dragged me outside and he tied me to a magnolia tree that was in the backyard. He put my hands in the back. Willis C. McCoy, Poe Rock, Sr. That motherfucker put my hands and tied me with a brown extension cord to that magnolia tree. He told Matthew, he said, Ryan, go in there and get a bucket of ice water. Get all the ice out the freezer and put water in it. And he was just slapping me. He was talking crazy and basically spitting all over me. Just, the Bible playing itself out over and over again. You get what I'm saying? Lord Jesus getting that sacrifice, being a sacrifice over and over again. He tied me to that tree and then he slapped me and spit. He spit in my face. He slapped me and then he poured all that ice water on me and he left me out there all night long. It was only Ordinary that came out there trying to check the garden, looking through her garden. She had a cup of coffee. It was Ordinary that untied me from that tree. I was out there all night long. Period. To the next day, Father made me leave the body because I woke up to my Ordinary talking about Will. You all right? I was hanging. I fell, I fell into a deep rest. And I wasn't even in there. I'm telling you now, I heard Ornell. Ornell like, Will, are you okay? And I looked up and I said, man, can you please untie me, Mom? Please. He tied me so tight that she had to go in the house and get a knife. Next thing you know, I went in there and took me a hot bath 'cause I've been out there all night. I took a hot shower. I grabbed some clothes and stuffed them in a backpack real quick. And I went to walk out the door before Ornell would come from the backyard because I was gone. I said, I ain't know, it's over. It's over. I'm gone. And Ornell came right to the door when I was leaving. And when I looked at her, she looked at me and she felt it. She knew it. I took off and ran away from Ornell. And she was running behind me to get me. Don't leave, Will. I said, fuck that bitch ass nigga. I'm gonna kill that nigga when I come back. When I come back, I'm kill that nigga. I ran. And I kept running until I couldn't run no more. I ended up over at Winn-Dixie over there on 8th Street when Winn-Dixie was over there. And I went in there, I stole some Dice almonds. And I went on the side of the store and started making me a wok pack. I tore the edges off and made it look like dope. And I started putting them in pack and made me a pack. And I went to Victor Village and I was trying to get me some money. And I'm just mingling, just in the wildlife. Way back then. Then I came over here to Reese Court and I stayed with my cousin. I can't even remember the nigga name. What's his name? I can't even remember their name. God don't even want me to remember their name. But I went over there and stayed with my cousin in Reese Court. And I was out there painting houses. I found a house to paint. You understand me? I'm out here doing shit like that. I ran away from home and I started painting houses. Nigga, fuck out of here. Boy, I was doing shit big. And then after that, something happened. I got into a gang fight it was all about Bunny Jean trying to have vengeance for Poe Rob. Poe Rob been trying to get this vengeance against me from the hands of time ever since I was a child. A devil bitch ass warlock that had an offer from the government, a secret offer for the government, because the government knew that I was Christ Jesus. Period. But anyway, And plus deeper shit too. Cause he knew that Ornell and all that shit with Ornell and Hardy, he knew all that shit too. That really made him want to kill me. That bitch ass nigga been want to kill me. If he could lay on his deathbed and just hear that I'd have been killed, that'll just take that'll be his glory that he could take with him. Like on Braveheart, Mel Gibson, when Mel Gibson said, freedom! But he wanted him to say, defeat or something before he chopped his head off. He was gonna chop his head off anyway. Try to, cause you could chop that head off, but he grow another one that fast. Dummy. Yeah, that nigga doing that shit to me, man. Dark ass shit. And came back talking about you need to come home because after I got in that fight, I was real abused up. But I fought like King David, boy, I am. I fought the King David with that shit. But it is what it is. I lost. But it is what it is. I fought though. And the next thing you know, this nigga ran up and grabbed me and took me back to the house and act like we a happy family. But then the nigga turned around and I'd have caught a charge. I caught a charge about that stealing shit I did. And then I had to go to Lauderdale County, the old jail. Nigga, I was up in the old jail, nigga. The real shit. I was in the old jail in Lauderdale County, nigga. On top of the fucking house, nigga. I'm telling you. I was up there with them big disciples, boy, God's disciples. All cliques. I was with them all, nigga. We all family. It don't matter. We just got our own sections. But once you cross lines, then it is what it is. But I was in the old jail. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they were playing good family, and then something happened where Ornell got me out on a parental bond, and then we had a good love family thing. Next thing you know, Bunny Jean all of a sudden pregnant. Bunny Jean pregnant all of a sudden. All of a sudden. Next thing you know, this nigga sitting here talking about Will, go out there and make some money so I can get Bunny Jean some stuff because Bunny Jean finna have the baby. I'm like, do this motherfucker know that I'm out on bond from the shit that I was doing? And he was like, just go out there and cut some grass. I ain't got no lawnmower. Well, you better figure something out. So I go and steal a lawnmower, and then I go cut grass with it, and then I sell the lawnmower on Father. And next thing you know, it was only $40. I brought $40 back to Po Rock, and this nigga went crazy. Greedy old dirty evil ass bitch ass nigga like he pimping me. You feel me? Next thing you know, this bitch ass nigga turns around and get out there, I need some more money. Cause Bunny Jean at the hospital. She finna have the baby. Yo baby? Yeah. Bitch ass nigga, yo baby? Facts. Next thing you know, he turned around and I said, I can't go back out there. I said, I'm not going back out there, because I just stole somebody's lawnmower and sold it. You feel me? I don't want to do this shit no more. You're forcing me to do this shit. And the next thing you know, I said, I would clean the whole house. I'll wash all the clothes. I'll cut the grass. I'll hoe up the garden and pull all the grass out the garden. I said I would rotate the tires on the back to the front on the station wagon. I would try to work on that brake thing. And then he gonna say after that, he gonna say, and then go out there and get all the bread out the dumpster too. Go check the dumpster. And I want you to be in that dumpster getting that food. That was mockery because that's how I came to Afterlife. Kept us in dumpsters so a white devil back there could ride by and know what the truth was about me. Anyway, next thing you know, he turned around, went to the hospital, then he came back. I did everything. Confirmation. I did everything. This nigga come back and went in the backyard because I was showing him everything, and it was just a little grass that I couldn't cut because there was some pipes coming out the ground, and I needed some weed eater cord, and I didn't have no weed eater cord. Don't you know that man beat the fuck out of me in the backyard about that little grass right there? It wasn't about that grass. It was about me being more man than he is. He beat the fuck out of me, and he had me bleeding out the nose. And then he said, "Get your ass in the car." And I got in the car that I just rotated the tires and fixed the the master cylinder and all that shit. And then he took us over to the hospital, which I think it was Rush right here. Bunny Jean had Wilhelmina in Rush Hospital. Rush Hospital been operated on me since the hands of time too. On that operative ad bullshit. So I'm sitting in the waiting room, and they up in there experiencing the baby. They didn't even want me to see the baby. I ain't want to see the bitch anyway. I ain't want to see that baby anyway. That ain't they ain't got nothing to do with me. What got something to do with me is that you over here taking me and using me as a degrade while y'all up in there acting like y'all one happy family. I'm sitting in that holding cell, that patient waiting room, like, man, I'm talking about, I'm finna get the fuck out of here for good. I said, I gotta get. Father was talking to son. Father said, you getting the fuck out of here. You finna leave Mississippi. That's the only way you can get away from this shit. Just running away and staying in Meridian, you will never get away. You getting the fuck out of here. They wouldn't even let me see the child. They in there talking about me like a dog to the doctor. Then he was like, I'm telling you, they were operating back then. And when he came out, he was like, let's go. Bring your ass on. Like he was finna take me to kill me or something. Or try to break me into what he want me to be. I am that I am. Next thing you know, we get in the station wagon in the parking lot of Rush Hospital. He just reached back there and pimp slapped me and cracked all my shit. And my nose is just dripping blood. So I'm holding my nose like this. And then when he slapped me, Poe Rock, Willie C. McCoy Sr., when he slapped me, he said, "You ain't no man. I'm a man." That right there, I said, yeah, this bitch think I'm more man than he is. Because I am. Motherfucker, when you were finna get us kicked out that time, I went and hit so many licks that I paid the rent, I paid the water, I paid the lights, I paid the furniture bill. I brought almost a $200 worth of groceries back. I brought my mom, Ornell. I brought Ornell, my daughter. I brought Ornell a whole carton of cigarettes. I brought you some weed. I brought you a case of beer, bitch. The licks I was hitting, fuck nigga. And I was only 14 years old. I was only 14. Yeah, he slapped me in my face because you ain't no man. I'm the man. And then started driving crazy in that ragged ass crack car that he been renting everywhere. Then he talking shit about me like a dog. And his son slash lover, Matthew, sitting there. But Matthew he was converted from innocent. But that nigga was always a mastermind devil. They were talking about me like a dog. I'm in the back seat, just cleaned the whole house, washed all the clothes, cleaned everything, put new newspaper on the huh? Put new newspaper on the shelves and everything. Huh? I'm talking about when it got bread from the dumpster and everything. Went and fixed the cars. I cut the grass. I trimmed the hedges. I did everything in the garden. I did everything I told him I was gonna do. And then motherfucker it was personal. It was governmental. Cause every time they kill me, I keep coming back. And next thing you know, uh, he's just screeched. I said, God, please get me out of here. I'm bleeding, bro. And he just hit the brakes out of nowhere. Ah! And he said, walk your ass up to the house. I ain't finna carry you up to my house. Huh? Huh? And right there was my escape route because my mind was chained to that false family ass shit. So I started walking that way. And Father came in, Yeshua came in. It was time right there. Right there. You hear that train, don't you? That's how I got away from here. Right there. Father said, Father said, don't you dare go back to that house ever. Let's go. And Father just jumped at me. I felt it. I felt some stuff do like this. And Father said, you ain't going back over there. Let's go. And I left. And he led me up to a art and craft store right here. I walked all the way to North Hill so a bitch ass wouldn't find me. I walked all the way to North Hills from way over there by Highland Park that night. And that store was open by the graces of Father. And I stole a little, like a bird house, a little bird house that you could assemble up. Stole a couple little things, and they knew. And then I went in the back, and then I put that. I found a bag in the back, and then I put it in there. I went right back in there, and she had gave me cash. She gave me like, I think that thing called down there $80, $89, all that stuff I had. I got $89 cash. And I left, I went to the hood. I had got me a hoodie set, a black hoodie set, so I could hide from this bitch ass nigga, Willie C. McCoy Sr., Poe Rock, cause he gonna come snatch me up to really try to destroy me. And I walked all the way over here to Reese Court and bought me some weed. I bought $20 worth of weed in Reese Court. And then I walked all the way up, headed towards Victor Village, because I was going to get me a double up and start being a dope seller. Because I liked it, that rush of Victor Village, running from the police and shit. I was going to buy me a double up and be a dope seller. And I'm like, man, I'm finna sell these cookies. I'm finna get my own place, get my bitches and everything. Fuck that bitch ass nigga. For real. I'm finna go get a $50 double up in Victor Village right over here. Not for no activity like them. I'm finna chop it down and get it popping. But that was not my route. And then after that whole feeling left me. Cause I sure going to get it. And that whole feeling left me. And then I was just like, help me, God. I don't know what to do. I bought $20 worth of weed. I still had about $40, $45, something like that. And Father, that train. So I was walking by the bakery, headed to Victor Village, that bakery. And it's a hill on that side. And it's a train track on the top of the hill. And I said, help me, Father God. And the train said, whoa. And I said, right there. Bam, I ran up that hill and I jumped on a train, but I jumped up on an 18-wheeler trailer and sat between the tires. And it stopped. It really stopped. It stopped. I was like, I started crying because it stopped. Like the baddest luck. I thought it was going to keep going, but it stopped. So I just sat there. I was tired because I walked all that from. But I've been walking Meridian. I've been doing this walking in Meridian. And next thing you know, I said, fuck it, I'm finna roll me a blunt. I rolled me a blunt, smoked half the blunt, and I fell asleep right between the 18-wheeler tires. And the next thing you know, I heard, and father woke me up, and I looked. There was a train coming. It was going fast. It was going like it was finna go. And I jumped up real quick, and father got me ready to grab a box car because I'm going inside. So I grabbed it and slung myself up there. It's going. And then I walked up in the box car and I said, I'm gone. And then it stopped. The whole fucking train stopped again. And guess what? It was a big crate inside that box car that God put in there. And I got inside that crate and pulled that crate all the way to the door, to the wall. And I held my breath for dear life because they were checking the box car. That's why they stopped it. And I was in there. He was in there for a minute, but I was in there like quiet. And then next thing you know, clear. And then he kept going down, and I kept it like. And the next thing you know, I felt the train going. That motherfucker started going, and then I'm talking about that bitch started rolling. I'm talking about that bitch was going about 80 miles an hour. I said, I'm gone. Hallelujah! Nigga, for real. I tapped my blunt up in that little box and went to sleep. I think I ain't even tap it. I went to sleep. I went to sleep in that crate. And when I came out, it was still going. And I was like, "Hey!" I sat right on the edge, like on the movie, in that box car and smoked that blunt. My morning blunt. So did. I see some of the most beautiful art of God ever. I see deers. I see beautiful ponds. I see just beautiful nature. But you know what I'm saying? I ended up in Atlanta, Georgia when I finally got off of that shit. I ain't finna talk about that shit. But that was me getting away from that motherfucker right there, man, for good. When I got on that train, I got away from Willis C. McCoy Sr. and then snuck out like a thief in the night. That's what made that bitch ass nigga sick because I had the knowledge, the galactic, universal, cosmic, spiritual, earthen knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to do so. He was riding around, we got to kill this nigga. Man, it's a lot of money. They got to kill me so they can keep stealing my inheritances and stealing my stuff because they were stealing it way back then. That shit hurts so much, bro. But it's all good because the shit really he was never he ain't my father. I'm my father. I'm William Smith. I am my own father, and I'm King Augusta McCoy. I'm his mother. I'm Poe Rock's mother. I'm Willis C. McCoy Sr.'s mother. I'm Augusta McCoy. I'm Augusta McCoy. King Augusta McCoy now. He know that too. Not only was I not his son, I am his uh, mother. Like Ornell. Not only is I'm not Ornell's son, but I am her father. And all of them knew it. They all knew I'm the resurrection. They all knew it. That's why they wanted to kill me so bad. But I just want to give y'all a glimpse of what this nigga really did to us. And then when I left, he started taking the shit out on Matthew. But you know, I ain't gonna speak on that, but him and Matthew were doing shit beyond that shit. I'm telling you. I don't want to even think about that type of shit. But I already know that Bunny G and Poe Rock, oh, Willie C. McCoy Sr., that's his baby mama. Cause Wilhelmina is Poe Rock child. That ain't his granddaughter. That's his daughter slash granddaughter. You better believe it. Take the DNA test. I promise you it is. Remember, they said something. I was way in Seattle. They said something about Will Matthew. He said, "Yeah, Will. You know that." Somebody said it was, I think it was Matthew or somebody said, "Yeah." Oh, I think it was Hardy Crenshaw said, "Yeah, Will." They said something about Wilhelmina being uh, not from Roger Hearn. It, I think they wanted to summons your dad in there to take a DNA test. It was ain't hard to say some stuff like that. And she wasn't saying it straight out, but she said it was a lot of commotion in the house about that. And I'm like, what you mean? And I already knew. I told Hargy. I said, yeah, he was sleeping with Bunny Jean the whole time. I said, I know that's his daughter. I know that's his daughter, period. And Bunny Jean was just, she was more into that shit than he was. All these women would be, man, I'm telling you, bro, in this mythical ass land, it's crazy. The women is the real men, and the men is the women. You better believe it. In the mentality, I'm telling you. But anyway, yeah, man, that's how that nigga used to do me, man. That nigga hung me one time in front of Ornell. He really hung me one time in front of Ornell. He took the time to find the stud up in the wall, up in the ceiling, and took a hook and screwed it up in the stud and took a motherfucking brown extension cord and put it around my neck, threw it over there, started pulling it up, and I was like really was trying to kill me for the government. And he was like, and Ordinance said, stop, Willa, stop, Willa, don't do it, Willa. And then he just let me drop to the ground, kick me. Man, I ever see that nigga face, man. I ever see that nigga face, I'm going to send every last one of my 40s at him. Right there. I'm talking about my 40 gonna gun his ass down. He can't even walk up to me. Ornell had a shoebox with 150,000 in there waiting for me to come back because she knew I was coming back. She was gonna use that shoebox. She was gonna poison that nigga, get that nigga in the grave. She was gonna try to get me in her bed and have sex with me and make me, try to generate me through that sick ass shit. Cause it's all about my golden honey that these mother. It's something. My golden honey is the resurrection seed. You know what I'm saying? I'm the big seed. I'm the seed of God. I had a seed of God in me, and it endures everlasting life. So you know what I'm saying? Like even Ordinary was sitting there trying to use that $150,000 to lure me into that house to do some sick shit. If I would have, she had been there crying, and I'd be like, "Mom, you all right? You all right, Mom? Will you lay with me? You even when you was a baby, you never laid with me when I was a child. If I say yes, ma'am, I'll wake up with her on top of me. You feel me? On that shit, forcing it on you. I'm telling you now." And then she would have gave me that. She done gave me the money and shit. And then she get filled with that living water. And then next thing you know, she sent me out there to really get fucked up. Get rid of him and then get rid of me too. But then Poe Rock started smoking crack up in the motherfucking, taking money out the box. He back on that dope. I'm telling you, he fucking boys and all kind of shit. Sneaking and fucking boys. I just feel they smoked that money up for Ordinary to come over here in a body swap looking like a crackhead. HIV harlot crackhead. She's shape shifting. So what they doing is shape shifting and doing a lot of shit. I bet they had to involve themselves with crack cocaine to do that shit because they were doing it in the past life. They were doing it in the past times of this time. And every fucking thing that was left from me to me, he had put his dirty false ass name on me so he can get it. And now it's time. All of it come back. Man, that was some good shit we heard. That shit fucked up, but it's real. It's real as it get. Poe Rock, Willie C. McCoy, that said all this bullshit out here. He just was jealous that King David was more of a man than him. Go look at the scribes. It's in the scribes. But trapped in a young baby body. He an old motherfucker out here acting like a childlike motherfucker. He was out here really not doing shit. Every time we used to pull up in Meridian and he see them three little bubbles on that line, them three little things on that line, because when you coming from Jackson, you know, you got to go and it's split like this, you know what I'm saying, on this big old rock. And then it be three little bubble things right there on the line that let you know you coming into Meridian. You know what I'm saying? We probably be coming from New Orleans or we be coming from Jackson. And soon as he get to them lines, he are going boom, 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 boom. Then let the windows down on his family and pull off in the nasty areas. Boom, boom, boom. Like, look at this nigga, you old as fuck doing this shit. And you got ordinary money in your pocket. You ain't got no money, bitch ass nigga. Them old dirty ass clothes. He used to do it every time. Every time he passed them three balls right there from Jackson to Meridian, he'll start finding him a channel so he can pull in in a van. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You need to be quiet. Just step out. What's that? What's that? What's that? That's why all these country nigga love him. Because he used to showboat like he really had something. Nigga, that was all my mama money. Some of that money was mine in his pocket. And I'm talking about mine from cutting grass and washing cars and shit. He'll go out here in Meridian and try to showboat. Bam, what's up, Big Ricky? Hey, nigga, you a bum, nigga, you a housewife, nigga. Poe Rock always been a housewife, nigga. The same niggas he was trying to showboat, them niggas were really going to work real jobs. Some of these niggas that's pledged into Poe Rock, you serving a motherfucker that ain't even done half as what you done done. Look at all these older men, and they driving their own trucks. They paid for them fucking trucks. These brothers that be going out here and working them careers. The main motherfucker talking about me, a fuck Poe Rock, is doing more than Poe Rock ever done. They've been at jobs for like 10 years, 15 years. That motherfucker ain't never worked a job. All that shit he be coming down here Meridian in, that belong to Ornell. That belong to Ornell McCoy. Ornell worked for that shit. Or me, So don't think y'all got a fucking hero when you really got a zero and Willie C. McCoy Sr., Poe Rock. That bitch ass nigga a sucker. He always tried to set me out to die. Because he knew I was more man in a baby body than he was in a full man body. A full male body. I used to go in there and be like, Mom, you all right? No, Will, I ain't all right. What's wrong, Mom? I want to, I ain't willing to smoke my last cigarette. I ain't got no cigarettes and I ain't got no coffee. And I'll be like, Mom, can I have permission to go and get you some? I just don't let your daddy see you because you know he gonna try to whoop you. Like, man, fuck that bitch ass nigga. I'm way past there now. I'm like, I'll go get you some cigarettes. So I'll go and make a move. And all the time I stand in front of the store, right in North Hills, and a white lady gave me $10. I bought my mama a whole carton of cigarettes. I bombed to get my mama some cigarettes. I said, man, can you help me with some change to buy my mama some cigarettes? And she gave me $10. And I bought my mama a whole carton. My so-called mama. My daughter, Ornell. And I stole her a big ass thing of coffee. I stole her a big ass thing of coffee and had it on me while I paid for her cigarettes. While this bitch ass nigga laying in there farting and shitting up the house. Wouldn't even go get his own wife no cigarettes or no coffee. Pussy ass nigga. That nigga's a bitch. Then been living up under my identity. Been living been living up under my code and my honor with all my inheritances that I left me. Bunch of haters. Yep. They loving that shit. It's real. Now you know y'all been doing this shit for a worthless ass warlock. Y'all been doing a lot of shit up under the lies of Poe Rock, Willie C. McCoy Sr. That bitch ass nigga ain't nothing but a sucker ass liar. And all that shooting up in that stove, that didn't make that nigga no hero. That nigga, and you're not honorable because you shot the white girl. He shot the white girl in the stomach, and she got a baby in the stomach. Cause Wilhelmina got jealous that the boy chose the white girl, and then the white girl got the boy pregnant. The boy got the white girl pregnant instead of Wilhelmina, and then that's what the fight was over. All that lying ass shit. And the nigga told that nigga, like, nigga, you better get the fuck on before we shoot your bitch ass. I already know him. I'd have been to Wilhelmina House. I'd have been to Wilhelmina House out there in Gulfport, Mississippi, multiple times. I drove out there many times from here when I stayed in Walker Hill. That's why they had to move. Because that nigga tried to shoot that nigga for real. Or this was not that nigga, but this was another nigga. That nigga was trying to shoot that fat nigga for real, but the nigga came trying to two guns and doom over some petty ass child shit. That's that between the girls. But he wanted to make himself look like a hero. Then come down to Meridian talking about I bet that's all they talking about. I shot that motherfucker up. And they look at him as a hero because he did that and made the news. Nigga. But what did you say on the news footage? I'm very remorseful, and the guy shot at me twice, like a snaky old fat ass pigeon. Big bullfrog, a bull toad. The guy shot at me twice. You were ready to snitch right there. Willie C. McCoy was in handcuffs and on the news talking about do you have any remorse, Mr. McCoy? I'm remorseful, and a guy shot at me twice. You were ready to snitch right then. That nigga a straight police. Bitch ass nigga. I'm finna get off in 15 minutes. 15 seconds, y'all. So I can charge my phone. I ain't sleepy. I need a cigarette, man. Tomorrow, I ain't hearing all that other shit with these warlocks. You try to stop me from getting anything. My 40's gonna show you that them 40's for real. But y'all, that's my little talk to y'all about that Willie C. McCoy Sr. bitch. You know what I'm saying? Poe Rock. Nigga, I'm the real Poe Rock. I'm Poe, but I'm solid as the rock I am. Jacob. Let me go.